Alright, so today I brought you out to my old local stomping grounds because I wanted to talk to you guys about gear ratio, the best gear ratio in BMX, and this is my personal opinion because I've ridden an abundance of different sprockets over the years, ranging all the way from 22 tooth as a front gear, all the way up to 45 tooth as a front gear, which is absolutely insane of a ratio kind of going back and forth, but it kind of plays a factor with the type of setup you have. I have a 36 tooth, I have a 28 tooth and a 25 tooth that we're going to talk about today. These are the most popular gear ratios with a 9 tooth driver that you can ride today on your BMX bike. But first, let's get some clips here at the skate park, kind of get ahead of the storm, and we'll talk all about what I think the best gear ratio is. So a lot of people wonder why gear ratio actually matters, and does it matter at a skate park? And my personal opinion, I do think it matters at a skate park. Actually, for a mini ramp like this, as mellow as it is, it won't matter necessarily, but as you get to a steeper mini ramp such as one over there, actually even steeper than that, you will clip your front sprocket. So if I run my bike up here, as you see, my front gear isn't necessarily going to touch. It's pretty close, but it's not going to touch. But if I had a 36 tooth or a 45 tooth sprocket, I do risk clipping that. And why does that matter? Well, it's another reason for you to go over the handlebars, and a lot of people don't like doing that. Speaking of clipping, let's see if we can tap the front peg on the way in. Just barely. It is hot out here, guys. This is literally like 8 minutes of riding. All that footage you saw was pretty much first try. The only thing it took a couple tries was downside tail tire tap, because I haven't done one on something this mellow in so long. It's not me touting, it's just me saying I'm trying to race against the storm, and I wanted to get used to my new bike. I have a brand new bike build, just in case you guys want to see that. Link in the description below will take you to my latest paint job that I did, which is absolutely sick. I'm really pumped on. But first, we are here to talk about gear ratio and what I personally think the best gear ratio is. So let's first talk about the 36 tooth sprocket. This is by Profile Racing. I rode this for one specific video, one specific time. I did ride a 36 tooth sprocket back in the day, but so I ended up doing the Guinness Book of World Records world's longest manual. And I know there's a lot of people out there that can manual even further than that record was. But the thing is, they have such strict stipulations on what you can and can't do. You can't be pushed, pulled, or towed. You have to be under your own accord. You have to propel yourself with your own body mass. So the only way really around that when I read the contract was I could pedal. So I got the biggest gear ratio I knew I could pedal with a 9-tooth driver, and this got me to 32 miles per hour in order to break that manual record. Now, there were a handful of companies back in the day doing sprockets that were like 34 tooth, 31 teeth, 26 tooth, I mean random numbers, and I think that's for a specific style of rider that literally can tell the difference between one tooth. I can't necessarily, but I can tell you the difference between a 28 and a 25. Now, 25 is going to be pretty much the go-to back in the day. When people were riding park just like this and riding mini ramps, people rode 25 tooth for a couple of reasons. One, they need to be able to pick up speed in a short period of time. So landing in a flat bottom of a mini ramp, you could literally just take a half a crank and zip, you're right up the mini ramp. Now, a 25 tooth, what you do lose is your top speed. You max out so quick. There's areas in the skate park, like if you were to jump this Spox that's here, it's like a bigger spine, we call it a Spox. You would literally need to pedal so hard with this 25 tooth, and you're exerting so much effort in order to make this gap. Now with a 36 tooth, you would not even need to take like a half a pedal in order to make this gap. 28 tooth is the perfect middle ground when it comes to that. Now, there are companies out there still doing 22 tooth, 20 tooth. I've even seen less than 20 teeth when it comes to a sprocket, but that's more geared towards flatland. So thinking about your riding style, where do you want to be? You know, do you want to ride only trails? Do you want to feel like you need to take the least amount of effort possible in order to get up a ramp or over a jump? Then a 36 tooth sprocket might be for you. If you're looking for something where it's the perfect middle ground, a 28 tooth sprocket would be for you. This is my personal favorite, 28/9. Like I said, the best gear ratio in BMX. Some people still are diehard fans of the good old 25 tooth with a 9 tooth driver, or even a 10 tooth driver. But in my opinion, still 28 tooth is king. So if you guys have any other suggestions for future videos you want to see here on the channel with parts from the past all the way up to the present, doing comparisons, let me know in the comments below. So if you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.